I want you to think about the last time your kid walked up to you and said, "I'm bored." What did you do? If you handed them a device, suggested an activity, turned something on, or drove somewhere, I'm not judging you. I've done every single one of those things. But I need you to hear what I'm about to say because it changed how I think about this completely. When we fix boredom for our kids, we are not helping them. We're taking something from them. And it's time to talk about what that something is. Hey y'all, welcome back. I'm Ashley Mangione, executive functioning coach, former classroom teacher, published author, speaker, and mom to 3 adult children. This is Make the Connection, where we take the skills nobody taught you and finally make them make sense. Today, we are talking about boredom, not how to eliminate it, how to use it. Because boredom is not a problem to solve. It is a skill to build. That one shift changes everything about how you parent your children, including over the summer, and how you also show up for yourself. Let me paint a picture that I think will feel very familiar. It's 10 a.m. on a Saturday in July. You've already handled the breakfast negotiation, the screen time argument, and the "there's nothing to eat in this house" complaint that happened 12 minutes after you brought in groceries. Now your child is standing in front of you with that look. You know the look, the one that says, "It's your job to make this interesting for me." Most of us, because we are tired, because it's easier, because we genuinely love our kids and want them to be happy, we fix it every single time. I want to validate that completely. Filling that moment feels like good parenting. It feels responsive and loving and present. There's nothing wrong with you for doing it. But here is what is actually happening in that moment. Your child's brain is right on the edge of doing something extraordinary. It's about to have to figure out what to do with itself. It's about to have to initiate something without being told what. It's about to practice one of the most important executive functioning skills there is. Every time we step in and fill that space, we take that opportunity away from our kids. Let me tell you which executive functioning skills only develop in unstructured time. Yes, you heard that correctly. Because this is the part of the conversation that changes everything. Task initiation. This is the ability to start something without being told to, without external pressure, without someone handing you a direction. It is often one of the most commonly impaired EF skills, particularly in kids with ADHD, but it's also one of the most commonly underdeveloped skills in kids without it, because we live in a world that is constantly initiating for them. When a child has nothing to do and nobody to tell them what to do, and they figure out something to do anyway, that is task initiation firing off. That's the skill being built. You cannot replicate that in a scheduled activity. You cannot buy it from a curriculum. It only grows in the gap. Creative thinking and flexible thinking are the same. When your kid has to invent their own fun, build something, make something, figure out how to play alone or with a sibling with no instructions, they are practicing cognitive flexibility and creative problem solving in real time. Then there's self-awareness, the ability to know what you enjoy, to recognize what feels good versus what just passes time. That is a metacognitive skill, thinking about your own thinking. And it only gets developed when life is quiet enough for us to notice what we actually feel. These skills do not get built on a screen. They do not get built when someone else decides what's coming next. They get built in the boring, uncomfortable, open-ended moments we keep rushing past. But now I want to flip this around, because I think the reason so many parents struggle to tolerate their child's boredom is that they have lost the ability to tolerate their own. When is the last time you sat somewhere without picking up your phone? I know, I'm guilty too. Without turning something on, opening an app, checking something, scrolling past something that you did not even want to see. When is the last time you were still? For most adults, the honest answer is, I can't remember. I'm not saying that to make you feel bad. I'm saying it because it matters. Because the discomfort we feel when we are not stimulated, that low hum of restlessness, the pull toward the phone, the sense that we should be doing something more productive, that's the same discomfort our kids are feeling when they say, I'm bored. We just have more sophisticated ways of avoiding it. We outsourced our ability to entertain ourselves a long time ago, gradually, quietly, without even realizing it was happening. And the cost is that we're now parenting kids through a skill we've largely lost ourselves. The good news is that this is a skill, not a personality type, not a generational curse, a skill. And skills can be rebuilt at any age. So here's the first practical tool, the boredom menu. A boredom menu is a pre-made visible list of options your child can choose from when they have nothing to do. You create it with them, not for them, with them, so they have ownership over what is on it. You post it somewhere visible, and the next time I'm bored happens, you just point to the menu. Not, here's what you should do, just, the menu's right there. What goes on the menu? Things they actually enjoy. Art supplies, building materials, a list of outdoor options, books, a creative challenge, a boredom jar with activity slips inside. Whatever fits your child and your home. The important part is this: the menu does not solve boredom. It teaches the child to initiate a response to boredom. That is a very different thing entirely. They are still doing the work of choosing, starting, and sustaining. You've just removed yourself as the middleman. Here's what happens over time. The I am bored complaints get shorter, not because you eliminated boredom, but because your child's brain learned that boredom is survivable, that the feeling passes, that something good is often just on the other side of it. That's a lesson that will serve them well for the rest of their life. Now, here's the part I love most about this topic, because this is not just a strategy for your kids. This is an invitation for you, and honestly, even for me. What if this summer, including further into the fall, you gave yourself a boredom menu too? Not a to-do list, not a productivity plan, a menu, a list of things that are purely for you, that have no output, no deliverable, no reason to exist, that they bring you something. A walk without a podcast, sitting in the backyard without your phone, drawing something even though you're not an artist, reading a book that has nothing to do with self-improvement. What would you even put on your menu? I know, it takes a minute for us to think about it, but it's worth it. Here's what I know though about kids. They learn almost nothing just from what we tell them, and almost everything from what they watch us do. If your child or teen watches you sit in the discomfort of an unscheduled afternoon and you come out on the other side having enjoyed it, then that is one of the most powerful boredom tools you could ever teach. You model the skill, they absorb it. That is how this works. So this summer, try it together. Announce a screen-free window. Sit with the uncomfortable quiet for 10 minutes. Let your child see you know what to do with yourself, and then let them figure it out. So this summer, try it together. Announce a screen-free window in your home. Sit with the uncomfortable quiet for 10 minutes. Let your child see you not know what to do with yourself sometimes, and then how you figure it out. Let them see you choose rest on purpose, and let them see that stillness is not something to escape. It's actually something we need. That's not a small thing. That's a gift that travels with them for decades. So here's your takeaway. The next time your child says, "I'm bored," do not fix it. At least not immediately. Give it a minute. Point to the menu. Sit in it with them if you need to. Remind yourself that the discomfort they are feeling is not a crisis. It is your own classroom. Boredom is where task initiation lives. It's where creativity lives. It is where self-awareness gets developed. It is where a child and an adult learns that they are enough company for themselves. That might be one of the most important things any of us ever learn. If this episode gave you something today, share it with a parent who needs to hear it, because the "I'm bored" moment is happening in houses everywhere right now, and most parents have no idea it's actually an opportunity for growth. Subscribe if you're not already here. New episodes come out every Tuesday. I'll see you next week.